Welcome to Meditation Medication. I'm not a doctor, therapist, psychiatrist. I cannot prescribe any medication of any kind. In this video, I am just going to vent. I do not want to come across as me having everything all together because that is a complete lie. I do not have it all together every day. When you deal with depression and anxiety or any mental illness, you don't have good days 100% of the time. Well, nobody, whether you have mental issues or not, nobody has a good day 100% of the time. Or maybe if you have trained yourself to see the good in everything, maybe you do. I haven't got there yet. So for me, I'm still learning how to get there. I wanted to vent because I was struggling. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And it started off as something small and then it just turned into something bigger. And there's one thing that I want to talk about, and this is like one of my triggers, and it really gets to me, and I'm still learning how to handle it. About, I think, 2 or 3 years ago, I got weight loss surgery, and I was very happy about it because I had uh, a herniated disc and sciatica, and my back was just angry a lot of the time, and it was hard for me to do too much of anything. My back would give out a lot, and I was not mobile a whole lot. I couldn't do too much of anything. So, in order for me to get back surgery, I had to lose some weight. So, I got the gastric sleeve surgery, and then I had my back surgery. It took about, I think, a year or so between my sleeve surgery and my back surgery. After my back surgery, things got a lot better. Um, but I started gaining weight because uh, depression runs in my family, and so does arthritis, and I have arthritis in my lower back as well. So I have a few things counting against me, and not to say that they are excuses. Um, it's just my reality. And among other things, it's hereditary. So either way it goes, I have gained my weight back and then some. And it has caused me to be embarrassed. It has caused me to not want to go anywhere. It has caused me to just curl up in a corner and just stay there. And because growing up, image was everything, and weight was a huge issue. So, um, weight has always been a thing for me. And to be this, where I'm at, the weight that I'm at, I don't even know how much I weigh. Honestly, I can't even tell you. But I, I feel like a complete failure, or I have felt like a failure, and it has caused some serious depression. And like I've started to just not care. Well, I just stopped caring in a lot of areas. And I don't know if you can relate to that or not, but it's like it was just like one thing after another, and I just was like, you know what? It doesn't even matter. Like nothing even matters. And I like that song by Lauryn Hill and D'Angelo, even though we're talking about two different things, but still, nothing even matters. So anyway, I just my dating life took a hit. Well, I didn't really have much of a dating life before that. But so there wasn't too much of a change there. Um, I went out only if necessary. And no, let me put this out here. No, I did not just, you know, get so big that I was tipping the earth. But the way my mind is and the way that I think is, for me, like, I acted like and I thought like I gained like 200 pounds. I didn't. But in my mind, how my thinking was, that's what it was. And I was just completely ashamed. And I didn't want nobody to see me. I didn't want any of that. And you know how your friends and your family, they're like, oh, just, yeah, you may have gained a few pounds, but you're still beautiful. You're still this, you're still that. And like, my family would do that, my friends would do that. And like, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. But I do understand because they were right, but I wasn't in a place to really receive it. And all I could see was my failure. My depression only shed light on the fact that, you know, I'm not where I wanted to be. I'm bigger than what I wanted to be. And the thing about it is, though, is no matter what size I was, because I've been really small. Like I've been on both ends of the spectrum. Well, I haven't been like super super skinny, like a size zero. I've never been that small, but I have been small. I think the smallest I've ever been was maybe like a size 7, 8. Um, so I've been that size, and I've been on the big side too. Um, and at both sizes, at both ends of the spectrum, mentally I was in the same place. Like, but when I was like a size 7 or 8, I thought I looked cute to a degree, but then again, no, not really. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, I was still getting like the same results. Like, it was just, I still was single, I was still, you know, me. And so it just led me to believe that it didn't matter what size that I was still Ayame, which is my name, by the way. I was still me. No matter what size, my brain was still my brain. My feelings were still my feelings, no matter what. So I had to change that. And even when it came to, my weight loss surgery, I got, went to I did all the right things. I know how to eat. It's not that I don't know how to eat. I know how to eat. I do. I went through other classes. I know how to eat. That is not the issue. I know how to eat. But battling the emotional eating or the depression, it makes it difficult. And I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm just saying, for me, I have a hard time with that. And especially when my depression lasts longer than a day. Sometimes my depression lasts 2 weeks. Sometimes even longer. Sometimes I'm able to snap out of it. Sometimes I'm not. And I don't know if you can relate to this or not. If you can, great. I hope I'm not the only person on this planet that goes through this. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, it doesn't matter. There are women that are super skinny and they try to gain weight, and for whatever reason they can't. And yet they get talked about. People are always talking about them. Well, no, can't you gain weight? And they always want to, you know, get them to gain weight. And it's not like they don't want to, but they just can't. And then you got people who, you know, they're big and they want to lose weight and they try everything. They eat right, they exercise, weight doesn't move. So it's like it doesn't, no matter where you are, whether you can't gain or can't lose, the end result is you are still you, and you have to accept and love you regardless. My therapist gave me some homework, and she wanted me to talk about how I look to myself physically. I had to go into great detail about how I felt about how I looked physically. And she's been getting me to do that a lot. Maybe because it's so hard for me, because it's something that I try to avoid. Like, I don't really like talking about that. And it's like, in my mind, I know that I'm not the ugliest person that ever walked the face of the earth. I know that. I know I'm not a monster or a dragon or, you know, uh, Medusa. Like, I know that I'm not that, I'm not horrifyingly ugly. But at the same time, I'm not where I want to be. And when I see myself, I see my failure. I see me not where I want to be. So it's hard for me to look at. It's hard for me to see that. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I just got the revelation right then. We both just heard my revelation just then. The reason why it's hard for me to look at myself is because I see all the things that I didn't want to see, like failure and embarrassment. Wow, crazy, huh? I gained my weight back. I felt like a failure because I did gain my weight back. I feel embarrassed because I gained my weight back. I feel like I'm supposed to be this certain size because I had the weight loss surgery, and it's kind of messed up to have the weight loss surgery and then you gain the weight back. Like, who does that? But it's more common than you think. But in my mind, it's like, no, this is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to look like. Why are we not there? But I didn't take into consideration the other things. I have a really hard time accepting all of me. And I don't know if you have gone through this, but accepting all of you, like everything, like everything, it can be a daunting task. I'm still learning how to do it. So, whatever. So, yeah, maybe we can take this journey together. Um, I, I have a hard time accepting everything about myself. And I know I have to. Like, in order for me to grow, in order for me to be where I want to be, I have to accept everything about me. So even though this was a venting session for me, I think it's a good place to meditate. Meditate on figuring out a way to accept everything about ourselves. Make a list of everything and just go down the list. I actually have a list of a few things. I can probably share that in another video. Yeah, I think I'll do that. In another video, I'll do that. Okay. Thank you for listening to my rant or my venting. Talk to you later.